Safia Momome Kesegbama in the UK, Aniwu of Allentown, Simon Kesegbama of the National Revenue Authority, Mrs. May Pusowa of Richard Allen High School, Mr. Ea Mbawa of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Michael Pusowa of Deepai Water, Bobo Vandi Raja Ruby McIntyre of 2 Foster Street Frabe, the Jeremy Mbawa, Betua and Button families. Several other relatives and close friends. Funeral service will take place at the Musselman Memorial United Methodist Church, Blythe and Angel, Freetown, on Friday the 13th of October at 1:30 p.m. Burial at Sekisi Road Cemetery. There will be no vigil. Sympathizers may call on +23279 045282 or +23237 41685. Or call at B30 Sawi Drive off King Haman Road, Brookfield, Freetown, or 25K Forty Drive, Texaco, New Road by the Lorry Park, Kisii, Freetown. Funeral service for Mrs. Mayatu Salome Koromani Sise, former teacher of the Freetown YWCA Preparatory School, which took place on Monday the 2nd of October, age 42, will take place on Friday the 13th of October at the Wesleyan Church of Sierra Leone, Grassfield, Kisii at 2 p.m. A vigil will be held at a residence on Thursday the 12th of October from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Laying out is on Friday the 13th of October at the YWCA Preparatory School from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and at the residence from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Burial at the Kisii Cemetery. She is survived by her husband, Mr. Senesi Koroma of Caritas, Freetown. Children, Mfa I and Jibrila A. Koroma. Mother, Mama I Sise of Tayama, Moyamba District. Several brothers and sisters, in-laws, other relatives and friends at home and abroad. May her soul rest in perfect peace. The death is reported of Jaridine Aisha Davis, commonly known as Aisha, which took place at her residence 5 Regina Street off Savage Square on the 3rd of October, aged 48. She is survived by her stepfather Alfonso Perry, son Favor Taylor, brother Marcus, sister Tina, several aunts, uncles, cousins, and nephew, Betty Applewhite, Ada Aisley, and Uncle Bumi Cole. Several other relatives and close friends at 5 Regina Street, Marcella and Aminata Ture. Funeral service will take place on Friday the 13th of October at St. Philip's Church, Patton Street at 2:30 p.m. Burial at the Race Course Cemetery. May her soul rest in peace. The death took place on Thursday, the 5th of October, of Mrs. Sarah Winifred Bangura of 36 Blackwell Road, Waterloo, age 43. She is survived by her husband, Mr. Brahma Salami Bangura, children Abdullah, Arthur, Edward, and Regina Bangura, brothers and sisters, Mrs. Doris Fury, Mrs. Aminata Conte, Mrs. Mabinti Sise, Miss Omo Kamanda, and Mr. Moses Koroma. Several cousins, aunts, uncles, in-laws, nieces and nephews at home and abroad. Several other relatives and friends include the Commander, Taylor, George, Kabwa and Conte families of Waterloo, the Govey family, Esther Tambi, the Harding of Hastings, the Alexis family of Kenema, the Bangura family of 16 Melon Street, 32 Leicester Road and 4 Mile, the Bangura of York Road, the Kagbo, Kane, Berete of Newton, Mrs. Adma Musumara, Lawrence Placentio, Pastor Dr. Mrs. Emmanuel Turi, and the entire membership of the Lord is a Shepherd Ministry, Basatown, Dr. Taddy A.O.C. Jones of Paloko, and all members of the Paloko families of Waterloo, Mrs. Emma Kamara, management and staff of Yakam Primary and International High School of 25-year-old Waterloo, Friends of the Earth, Sierra Leone Water and Development Ministry UMC, the Association of Care and Upbringing of Children and Young Persons, Sweden and Sierra Leone, FVBU, the interim Bishop Warner H. Brown of the United Methodist Church, and all members of the UMC Sierra Leone, neighbors, the Brown, Shodoke, and Amono families of Black Hole Road, Waterloo. A vigil will be held on Saturday, the 14th of October, as the Lord is a Shepherd Ministry, Basatown, at 8 p.m. Laying out is on Sunday, the 15th of October, at our residence, 36 Black Hole Road, Waterloo, at 9:30 a.m. and at the Lord is a Shepherd Church, Basatown, at 12 noon, followed by funeral service at 1 p.m. Burial at the Waterloo Village Cemetery, Calmont Road. It's with deep sadness that the family announces the death of Honorable Justice Agri Albert Auna, Resident Judge, High Court of Kenema District, member of the Judiciary of Sierra Leone, member of the Bar Association of Sierra Leone, founder of Kakwa Chambers, Deputy Section Chief, Northwest Section, and a member of the Chiefdom Council of Kakwa Chiefdom, executive member and legal advisor for Kakwa Descendants Development Association, KADA, Kakwa Chiefdom, former legal retainer for NASIT, former legal retainer for the Sierra Leone Produce Marketing Board, former legal retainer of the Bo District Council and the Bo City Council, former teacher at the West African Methodist Collegiate School, Frabe College alumnus, CKC alumnus, Kenema Secondary School alumnus, member of COBA, who peacefully departed from this world on the 11th of September in Washington, D.C., USA, age 56. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Tigidanke Aruna, children, Pius Daniel Aruna, Blessing Aruna, Yeni Aruna, Andy Aruna, Godson Agri Aruna, Emmanuel Aruna, and Bintu Conte. Grandchildren, Lilian Regina Aruna, Liana Nana Aruna, and Kilian Malachi Aruna. Siblings, Pastor Ambrose Aruna, Mohamed Aruna, Emma Aruna, and Adama Aruna, Ramatu Kamara and Usman Kamara. Nephews and nieces, Talat Sidiki, Rafat Sidiki, Andrew Abdullah, Matu Vapila, Abdul Bangura, Fatima M. Bangura, Aloysius Aruna, Matu Amara, Emmanuel Amara, Ambrose Amara Jr., Nyake Kata, Mada Kata, Monje John Bull, Moses Aruna, Abubakar Sise, Abraham Sise, Sami Sise, and Asad Khan. Mother-in-law Agnes Kamara. Sisters-in-law Aminata B. Aruna, Fatima Gondo, and Mayatu Kamara. Brothers-in-law Amir Kamara, Inza Khan, Mohammed John Bull, Honorable Deputy Minister of Mines, Umaru Napoleon Kouma. Daughter-in-law Fanta B. Kouma. Other relatives, PC Prince L. Boyma and the Boyma family, the Ndaloma, Stephen, Gaujia, and Gaujia families at home and abroad, the Kamara family at home and abroad, the Aruna and Mbo Gomba family, the McCarthy, Navo, Scott Manga families at home and abroad, the Thomas, the Kawam and Saye families at home and abroad, the Green and Kuma families at home and abroad, Dr. Bampia Bangu and family in the USA, the Kamara, Kebi, Kagbo, Brahma families, and Dor families at home and abroad. Honorable Justice Musu Kamara, Philippange, and their families at home and abroad. Close friends, the Chief Justice and the Judiciary of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the High Court of Kenema District and the Eastern Region Judiciary, Dr. Martin Bunda and family, Mohammed Sharif John, Aro Bokari, Dr. Dowd and family in the USA, Gabriel Sivalentli and families, Francis Saleh and family, Monia Sharif Esquire and family. There will be a vigil at the Immaculate Heart Cathedral, Bo, on Friday the 27th of October. The body will be laid out at Christ the King College, Sikesi, on Thursday the 26th of October. Funeral services on Saturday the 20th of October at 10:30 a.m. at the Immaculate Heart Cathedral, Bo.
The ground not gonna give back boku one. Plus we bio ram. We not go say we like we land and then we dey pull them for we picking them and great gam picking them.
Now we responsibility and the responsibility of the picking them where they be and we for make sure say we bio we environment so that the picking them bambai go get better environment where go benefit we all.
So it's good for that we take care of the environment where we defend we and so much and leave better one with plants and animals them for make the environment a better place for we all.
The generation where they spoil the environment, not so then get for face the wahala bambai. And this is not the problem.
We go continue for look after the environment and take action against the one them we go spoil the law them where they protect the environment. Same way so, we don't map tranga one for protect the environment for in better one bambai.
Now one salon we get, and now we work for look after her for in better one. Sierra Leoneans, we forget we say.
Family Unakusha and welcome to the program EPA Hour where they come to life courtesy of the Environment Protection Agency Salon. The Environment Protection Agency Salon now the agency where gets the power from Parliament for monitor, regulate and protect the environment. Inside the program today we come talk about one serious raid on illegal dredge mining where the EPA been do na different parts them na the country. Dredge mining now one major work where people can do where they can put a machine them inside, we water them, we rivers them for do different activities, they mine different things them, and this they ambog motorman, they ambog we plants them, they ambog we animals them and the entire environment. Well, EPA don't enough tranga one for CC we they against illegal mining in the country and pull and come out in the country. If I can talk more about this, I get two Master Sabi people that inside the program with me, where I will allow them for introduce themselves. I will start with the gentleman from the far right.
Humble, good evening. Me na Yauri Kembe, me na the Assistant Deputy Director for Field Operations and Extension at the Wukla EPA.
Okay, thank you, Kembe, for we joining inside the program today. And the man to my immediate right.
Fambul, good evening. Me na Jibrila Kamara, the Manager for Legal Affairs, Compliance and Enforcement na EPSL. Thank you, Jibril. We join me inside the program today. Well, Fambul, don't forget to yourself get the chance for contribute to the program. You can send a message to the number waiting on the screen now, where you go contribute, send your suggestion, your questions inside the program, where we go read Nayaso today. Well, we go start the program now. Kembe, make us start with you. Before we can talk about the raid and other things that will happen during that time, I want to make you tell people small bits with you how you work to help the agency for go before.
Yeah, say we na the EPA now we government give rights for ensure say we regulate the affairs of people in terms of what we they do na the environment where they make we communities we area they will live will be safe. So by all indication we established by an act of parliament follow we ensure say we provide that technical function there for ensure say anything we do na salon within water, within land, and within the air, whatever also they live, we do unsustainably and ensure say we environment now a place where we need for protect and ensure say we picking the own picking and come to mind for benefits. So the Environment Protection Agency, as the name they go, they do a lot of work for ensure say government in agenda in terms of environment and climate change business. We mainstream how we the mainstream we get a lot of things they would do. We advise the minister currently because we just don't pass we EPA Act of 2022 we give the right for advise the minister on policy issues. We also they ensure we collaborate with other MDAs them the Forte State and other civil society organizations for ensure say we protect the environment. Key among what we do like na my own department, we also ensure say we they do we they issue out within them call the environmental impact assessment license, we na EIA license, and we they also ensure say we they do compliance when we brought then I get for talk about in terms of how people they respect environmental law. Okay. We also they ensure say in terms of representation, we then with man call and focal person we able responsible for represent in country in and out of the country on environmental issues. Then call and win a focal point for all multilateral bilateral agreements with salon governments they enter to win a way and for do with environment. Okay. So these are some of the things they would do. Okay. And coming down to other activities like we get we talk about chemicals in terms of chemical protection. We do environmental education like what we do so right now. We ensure say we also collaborate with other partners for mainstream environmental policies programs within their own sector for ensure that we able for protect the environment at the same time reduce the impact of climate change in the country.
Okay, thank you very much for that brief introduction there. Recently, few months back, a team from the agency be embarked on dredge mining. So you go tell Fambul a bit within na dredge mining.
Yeah, people we for most of we where they work up country, they move from the east to the west, the north to the east, the south to the east. We don't see all over the country where you see water, for example, it don't change color drastically. For the past 3 years, it don't intensify to the point, it don't even catch the president in the eye where he talks say this menace for stop. So dredge mining, that type of mining where they mine na water environment, with Marcola and then aquatic environment. Outside water they pass, where then they fix them. How would they use dredge mining? Dredge mining, like any other mining, is quite different and very, very destructive to the environment, especially for community where they use downstream water for other purposes. I say we manage rivers in our country right now, they're under serious attack. So what do they do? We get boku minerals then at this country in the mine for where they do dredge mining for. They do dredge mining for diamond, They do dredge mining for gold. They do dredge mining for sand-based minerals, for example. But what you don't see over the years now more on gold and diamond. But the gold is more severe because in the mining of gold, the dredge mining itself, the dredge which they do now is now a machine where they ink tap water where they float. But under them you get hose where they go right down the ground under the water where like in the mine underwater. It clear the dirty or clear sand, they suck them outside. And in that event day, you get people the way they dive also for control, for ensure say what they want to do, then do and within that ended. So once that exchange of dirty they come up from the water, they come up na the air, I mean na the land, they go through what they call process in terms of they wash and the dredge they get the capability for suck the gravel or they call it the gravel, they suck them, they bring them up inside the same dredge, they wash them, the one material we don't want is sent out. And the dirty they go out, and not to that no more they do more for like the extraction of gold. For many of the dredges that we don't catch, we find trace and evidence of chemicals where they use, and then chemical is not just limited to what they call mercury. And they use fuel, diesel, where they waste at the water, spill at the water where they cause pollution. You understand? And they use this in the extraction of the gold. At the final stage, and they wash out mercury. Mercury is so deadly, it's so bad for motorman and for the environment. Then they fish them. So now I can say you are the upstream or then when you walk upstream, the downstream users them all the suffer. And they get a lot of pollution issue. And they get a lot of siltation where dirty they go or sand they go inside the water. They make an unhealthy for the motorman drink. So now that's dredge mining they do. Dredge then can you also use dredge for ensure say. For example, like we get with coastline, we get the water key. If at some point the water not get in depth, where go make ship then come, then can dredge the water for ensure say they able give space in terms of depth for big vessels and come. But that is done differently from depending on the type of work. That is why when such work they done, you get for need expert advice where you can see say such thing is done before ever. It is done. Dredging, it can use them in different ways. But for the sake of this conversation, we limit unto the bad thing the way the dredge they do in terms of how they even use them for fuel and pollute water, and we in turn they do health problems and they help for dirty water, therefore kill fish them, it help for create a type of scenario where not good for motorman and even for picking them.
Okay, so I think you answer my next question. I'm going to ask you some of the things the way how this they disturb with environment. So then dredge mining activities there, the agency can get license for them?
No, the EPA they get license for dredge mining because we're so sensitive because the water. Now they provide a critical ecosystem, like critical ecosystem services they provide. And the EPA they get license for let people and go dredge, knowing fully well the consequence or the negative impact. It's not about just giving license. You get for evaluate for know if whether they do so. The impact in terms of mitigation, you're not going to address them. There's no need because you're leading to environmental problems. So most of what in dredge they do, it pollute water, it cause extinction of species within the water environment. It also lead to downstream users in terms of health problem. It cause a whole range of environmental problems, siltation and the likes. And dredge they do.
Yes, and no, because let's make I ask this question for people out there, the public know out there say this and this the app will make the agency no go able get license to then kind of activities there we can go on different parts in the country. So for make them get unclear, make I ask that question there. And my next question go be like whose parts them wanna be engaged in different parts in the country, wanna be engaged in dredge activity. Wanna do a lot of work. We will go show people like the clips them later. So how the reading been look like?
Like I said just now, the EPA be embarked on some serious raid, and not to now we don't start them.
Yeah.
This way, they don't start like over 2-3 years back when the president been bring out to the notice of this, the national security, then take a higher level for say, Lord will get a sustained way for ensure say people know able for dredge major rivers them, like the River Sewa, the Pampana, the Tei, the Moa, the all them water, and they don't get serious pollution problems. So not till now we don't start them. We been doing before for ensure say we arrest people we destroy them dredges, but it been there at a slow pace in the sense we not been get the capability. For example, if you go meet the dredge miners and the mine meet the water, we not able to swim for go meet them. So by the time they see they don't drive then dredge out. But now with the help of the jet keys with the agency with time be able to buy the jet keys they're able to make they able to enhance the job for give more efficiency in terms of how we react and how we arrest. So over the few months we don't embark on massive raids, and then right there they don't really create some good impact. We believe say for continuum by the time the rain season go done, we go see some change in the water in terms of in color, in terms of how people use them. So we target the north extensively, and we try to identify hotspots who say do the dredge mining. For example, Pampana, what's Pampana? Pampana na one major river where it gets a lot of tributaries. You understand? And it come down. If you pollute ordinary Pampana, the effect because Natei, and in turn the effect they go to the Moa, the John, all them rivers, and then
so they are connected.
They are connected. All rivers are connected. You get major rivers, you get the tributaries, and where it's feed into the major rivers. So over the years, we don't say Salone, meaning are they all side. So people like attack them water and they, especially the river beds, where they feel say materials of mineral will be highly deposited. So we do one at the north, we do one at the east. We're gonna places around the Sewa, we're gonna places around the Moa, we're gonna places around the Tei, we're gonna places around the Pampana, we're gonna places around the Rokel, we're gonna places around the John River, because these are all rivers where they get effect as a result of stream use in terms of what they do upside, they affect what they do downside. So we able for raid, we are able to burn over 127 dredges in just 2 weeks. First time it will take we like 4-5 months for liable even burn 80 dredges because we're not been getting capacity. But with the help of the jet keys, where we train for use, and we able to make we for swim also for ensure say we move faster, just like we get bike where they run in traffic. You understand? So then jet keys and they we able for use them. If you watch the clips they will see, you will see the risks all take. But in that risk, they say there is more probability say the risk minimal than waiting because you get what you go able use for navigate through and then get to a safer point. Okay,
make a holiday first. We can talk about the risks and the challenges there where una be encounter where una go do this radio. Make a can to you, Jibril. Waiting na some of the things the way una can do. You in the compliance department for anybody where they catch in this kind of activity.
Okay, so broadly, I will talk about the program then we department they handle overall, and I'll come tell you more on the thing that we do after monitoring don't take place. So the legal department, compliance and enforcement, it operates under 4 broad programs. One that would provide legal advice to the agency on a whole range of issues. Legal advice can be like civil issues we related to the agency, and even the country can provide that legal advice there as well. We'd also provide even legal advice wherein the agency go into some agreement with people, or wherein the agency also is subject even to be sued by the public. All right, so they provide also then legal advice. Then they done one. Secondly, we also do what I go refer to as periodic review and development of environmental law. You remember me colleague talk about we have the new EPA Act now. So which means that the role we can do on the agency now for make sure say we assess the legal framework related to environmental governance in Sierra Leone, and we will see there are gaps and challenges with the suggest proposal for review. So that we upscale the legislative framework to meet current and emerging issues. So they do periodic review and development of environmental laws and regulations. Then are the second limbs what they do. The other things they do what they do what we call training on environmental law. So which means that we have to identify the key stakeholders who relate to the enforcement of environmental law. For example, the judges, the magistrates, the lawyers, the police investigators and prosecutors, the forest guards. So these are the key players the enforcement chain. So once we identify them, we identify the key roles within the play. The next thing we will do now for develop training element for fit their own specific context. So that we will develop the country in capacity for implement environmental law. Then at the third point what they do. The other points what they do I will refer to as compliance and enforcement monitoring. Okay, that is to say we want to ensure periodically we undertake those compliance and enforcement monitorings, and they relate to two aspects. One aspect is those companies we get EIA license with us. We want to see whether, for example, officers they can go do monitoring and then ensure then self comply with the law within the implement. Then one. Secondly, also whether the company they comply with the EIA terms and conditions during those monitorings. So we do then compliance and enforcement monitoring. That now for the company in the way you get license with us. We also do compliance monitoring and enforcement on then one the way they operate illegally, meaning they don't get license, they don't get permits, they don't get any reason for operate. So we do also then compliance and enforcement monitoring and you remember I tell you about the 4 tiers. 1, they develop the law. 2, you conduct training. 3, you make sure you do compliance and enforcement training. So all of them 3 programs and they ensure 1, you develop the capacity of the country. I mean the different stakeholders them play a different role in the implementation of environmental law in the country. That's one. Secondly, it also ensures those proper companies where they come for those investors where they can salon for come invest. They not only comply with national laws on the environment and development, but they also comply with international standards as well. All right, so we hold them to account. So that therefore role that they already do, it only ensures Sierra Leone able to implement the environmental law effectively. Now, for come to the point about monitoring, what can happen after monitoring? Of course, my colleague now then responsible for operational activities, which means that then get for the go periodically for check. Then companies we get license whether they comply, and also the one they also we can operate illegally. So once they go find out with them people and they can seek we advise whether in fact they in violation with the law. Once we don't find out the law then they don't violate the law, the next thing they do now for institute investigation. So for them on the way they operate illegally, for example, once we go before we go we take the police. I mean, and the police will don't get them the training where they need for get the capacity where they need for conduct those complex investigations, because environmental investigation they are complex. So but we don't get them the training and the relevant capacity. So once they initiate the investigations, we also give them support in terms of guidance, what's in the provisions of the law and what's in the charges where they need for profile, so that when we go to court it will be easy. So if you find out throughout the implementation of environmental law, with the presence of the legal department and the presence of the lawyers and the guidance with the lawyers and they give over the years, we have never investigated and prosecuted an environmental crime will fail. We have always succeeded. Which means that from the beginning of the investigations, the lawyer, the field operation officers, the police officers are always working hand in glove for ensuring all the elements of the offenses are brought to bear. And once the elements of the offenses are brought to bear, the next thing is to profile the charges. And when we profile the charges, and when we even go to the court, when the police and the lawyers they present the case to the court, the magistrate and the judge himself we don't get training on environmental law instead of the follow through within the happen. You understand, say for example, the reason why the EIA process can for ensure see people are not do what Mr. Kemi be the talk just now for let them go destroy the water, for let them know introduce chemicals into the water, for let them know ensure see then deprive people of their livelihood, for example. So you understand. So you understand all of those things. So the judge or the magistrate is now fully abreast of the issues where they before him, and he will address them amicably. So yes, because of the legal department, you final say compliance and enforcement of environmental law is taking out a new dimension in Sierra Leone, and we're ready to support every department. And I just also want to extend the fact, say we are not just working for the EPA as lawyers, we are even helping other agencies for later even enforce and implement the environment-related legislation. For example, let me give you an example. When I was in Kenema, Salwako Binge issue. This issue get for do with the Cambo Hills. Somebody go do mining there, and that person they go destroy the Salwako Dam. The two people that we go do that kind of mining there. And they got difficulties. Well, now we go arrest, but we law is so archaic. The charges, if we say the people are, then you find them based on what in the law say, automatically now 200 million they get for pay, and they go pay that money easily, then go free. All right. So then be then that difficulty, they then contact EPA, and once they contact EPA, we'll go do the thorough investigation, and we'll bring the EPA Act, we'll bring the water, the mining act, we'll bring several legislations, we charge the people them. All right. And when we charge the people them, we'll go to the magistrate court. The judge, the magistrate also was so offended with the issues because of the training we don't benefit. At the end of the day, the two people were sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. The same thing happened at Pujo, all right, where we get, for example, NMA, NPAA, EPA, and one other institutions who will all go investigate one particular environmental issues. We find out say all other legislation we have violated. So yes, even though we are attached at the Environment Protection Agency, we are also supporting other institutions for implementing environmental law. The reason why we are doing that is that EPA is also the focal point for Sierra Leone for the development and periodic review of environmental law. We're at the UN 10-year Decade of Action program for develop and implement environmental law in Sierra Leone. So that is what we're doing as an institution. So yes, the legal department, compliance and enforcement, as the name implies, provide legal advice, support compliance and enforcement from not only from the FOE and EP's perspective, but also at the national level as well. Okay, so I'll come to you back shortly. Mr. Kembe, make I ask this question. During the gate, una be make any arrest? Sure, we make several arrests. We cannot say people we they in some serious places we for the provide some guardians for them communities them na being people the way they work we been their community people they for work. You know, paramount chiefs, we are also involved. We catch some foreign nationals. We able to ensure say we born because the instruction is they might run away, but if you able to see any of the equipment destroy and so they're not able to use it again for work. So, but in as much as we destroy as over 130 dredges, we also, like for example, we're gonna place where they call at the south where they call Sumbuya. We understand. I mean, we get a whole range of people the way they work, Liberians, and you get the paramount chief. We even provide for them lodging. The paramount chief itself involved into their mind. The paramount chief. Yes. Wow. Why they talk? I'm not saying I did on television. Yeah. So I hope this particular paramount chief go to watch this program. Let the issue makers, people in our place, who know say this is a challenge all they face, and we all need to come collectively for ensure say we protect water environment because water and life. If we deprive communities from getting clean water, tomorrow government will get problem, there will be disease, there will be outbreaks, there will be a lot of health challenges. So we talk to people then because the new EPA Act, for example, it don't give you the right for we form village or community environmental committees, chiefdom environmental committees. One for embark on and they foresee say them people that we are actors, good players within the sector today, we able to educate them, we able to give them responsibility and give them tax with penalties so that you in the chief, you in the village headman, or you in the honorable, you in the mommy queen, you in the youth leader, you understand?
we are all involved into this committee, and the EPA, the Ministry of Environment, they ensure say they oversee una in terms of what I do and how they feed we with information.
Okay.
Because the reason why we do that now follow able for ensure say with the information we get them from a broader spectrum, we get able for see people they participate in environmental protection, not only for their own self but for other communities. So now that day we want for embark on, but for say the operation it was super successful, and we still do on them. Currently, as I talk to you, we get honorables and now like I get one honorable call me